Hey, everybody. Welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We are a funny podcast about family. My name is Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian and the host of the aforementioned podcast. And alongside me...
Don't get me started.
Don't get you...
We have a child who...
Miss Nickerson, we have a coughing child in the office.
It's called the Monday morning cough.
Yeah. It's called First Monday of the Year. We're all sick. It is convenient how children do tend to be sick the first Monday of the school year. Not the first day of school.
No, when they come back from the weekend.
Yeah, the first Monday of the school year. First day of school is very exciting. The first Monday is a real reality check.
It's like open your books.
Yeah.
Get your pencils out.
Yeah,
now we're going to get some lessons.
Oh, my gosh. The first day of school is like a little vacation, and the first Monday of school is the DMV.
First day is like a talent show.
Yeah. Ooh, what'd you do this?
My binder has sparkles.
You're never more interesting than the first day of school. What are you wearing? What do you got? What did you do this summer? Ooh, Atlanta.
I have a cheese stick.
In this new lunchbox. Ooh. And a little bit of that carries over to the Friday. And then the first Monday of school, you might as well be 27 years into your union job.
Yes. Just a grind. A 9 to 5.
The first day of school is like driving a new car. Like just
It only happens once.
And oh my God, unbelievable. And everybody has new cars. It's amazing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then that first Monday of school, you're like, when do I get to retire? When is it all over for me, huh? When do I finally get out of this hell?
First day middle school mixer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I would imagine that the Monday of your first day of school is probably like day 2 in prison, where you're just like, well, I guess I'll just start marking the wall.
There's like this trend.
Countdown to Thanksgiving break.
Yeah. There's this social media trend where people will film their kid on the way to school and then the same day coming home.
Yeah.
And they just like look so disheveled.
Yeah.
These little kids, like, they go off all sparkly and then they come back just like,
no, yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It happens. Yeah. I mean,
we had like a first, 6-7 days of school and then a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
So that
hurricane.
All the glitzy shininess.
It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like San Diego Unified, they start today, Tuesday, because yesterday they were like, no, we're not starting school the day after a hurricane.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into Hurricane Hilary here in a bit. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Alongside me, my lovely wife, Melissa Nickerson.
Hi there. Don't.
What?
No.
What?
No. You're going to say I'm wearing like a doily or something.
I just thought if I needed to put my tea set onto an old table.
Well, it is old.
It is old. I love it. I picked it out.
It could be a doily.
It is a doily.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Or an Afghan.
Yeah.
You could snuggle up and watch a movie in this.
This is the stuff, where you're like, you would stay over.
It's a nice, this is nice.
It is very nice. It is one of those things where you would stay at your grandma's house and she'd be like, here's your blanket.
Here's a blanket.
And you're like, well, this won't do.
It never does.
Yeah.
It never does.
No. I mean.
It's a little drapey.
A little drapey. Yeah. You got your drapey doily?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Women's fashion is tough.
Yeah.
You always look like a pirate or a doily. So you just do. Everything's fluffy and billowy and I don't know. What?
I'm laughing. That's
or a
very
farmer,
funny.
a farmer, or a tablecloth. Like this is what every time I put on an outfit, you're like, cool. So you're
no.
an apron today. I'm like, yeah. What? That's what, what's it called?
Yeah.
What's the trendy J. Crew that used to be J. Crew? It's called Madewell.
Madewell, yeah.
Madewell sells
You're
aprons
saying-
and
you're saying
doilies.
Women's fashion has gotten to the point where it's just various pieces of tableware.
Yeah, just textiles, just drapes or doilies.
That's very funny.
Tablecloths. Yeah.
Women's. Well, I think we're done.
Nothing new under the sun.
Anyways, guys, this is why people leave us such great 5-star reviews in our podcast. If you haven't, please do. How about this one? Relatable and funny. This is from Mutesh. Very relatable. Funny takes on family life. This one is from Kaylee Wilt. Mel said, it didn't have to be funny. Luckily, this podcast is funny. If you guys are not sure what to do for your review, remember, Melissa gave you permission to not.
You don't
not
have to be funny. In
That was
your
very
review.
funny what you said. This is from Erica's favorite 5-star. This is our favorite show. We look forward to being released every week. Well, there you
Woo.
go, everybody. Thanks for those
Fantastic.
reviews.
Thank you.
Appreciate you tuning in, everybody, to our little podcast that could hear. We've got some major announcements today. No, we have no major announcements, but
Okay.
I do have some tour dates to tell you about if you guys are interested in such a thing. I go back. I got what a week this week. It's something else.
Wouldn't want to be you.
All right. Well, you have fun at home.
I won't.
I did say to you this week, I go, most weeks when I'm gone, it's easier for me than you. Not this week. This week is 5 cities in 5 days. I fly every day. I take 9
No Drex.
9 total flights in that regard, in that travel, and then and I do 7 shows. 7 shows, 9 flights, 5 markets. It's a lot.
A
I'm
market
looking
is
forward
a
to 'em.
city.
A market is a city.
Yes.
Yeah. No, a Vaughn's, a Ralph's, an Albertsons,
Costco.
Costco, Pavilions. I pulled that one out of nowhere. Yeah, I am very well traveled.
Wow.
So, anyways, today, if you're in Omaha and you haven't bought tickets, you should. Omaha Funny Bone tonight, August 23rd. Thursday, the 24th, is Milwaukee. Friday, we have 2 shows in Minneapolis. First one sold out. And Saturday, I'm in Tulsa, and then 2 sold-out shows in Dallas on Sunday. Then we go to San Antonio next week for 2 shows. Houston next week for 3 shows. Oklahoma City for 1 show that is not selling well. That's who sells better in Tulsa than Oklahoma City? This guy. And then Austin is the 4th, and of Labor Day, 2 shows on Labor Day in Austin. So,
If you don't get invited to a barbecue, you can go to a comedy show.
yeah, the barbecue will be over by, I think the shows are at 6 and 8:30.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great. A couple little extra ones, new ones that are added into there. If you're like in the Minneapolis area and you can't get tickets, I'm doing a show on September 28th at 45th Parallel Distillery in New Richmond, Wisconsin. That's like an hour outside of Minneapolis, and people were like, they hired me, and they're like, do you want to come do our thing? I'm like, oh, where it's at? And I go, I don't know about that. And then that seems pretty hard to get to. And then they're like, it's a distillery. And I was like, okay. And then they showed me the money, and I was like, sure, I'm there. And then also, this is we have a couple new added dates here. October 13th, Vancouver, 2 shows. Those are going to sell out fast. Vancouver, BC, Dad's first international headline date. Barely outside of the country, but we did it. It's a venue called the Mountain. It's like a 60-seater, so get tickets to that. And then the normal ones. Oh no, and I also added Vegas, December 3rd. December 3rd, Las Vegas. That's a Sunday. Check that out. And then the only other new date we added is January 13th and 14th in Brooklyn. So check that out. At the Union Hall, where I played last time. And then all the other dates are on there. We're only going to add 2 more cities, I think, to this market, or maybe 3. DC.
To this tour. Yeah.
DC, Seattle, and where are you from originally a long time ago?
Kansas.
Denver.
Oh.
Denver.
I was born in Kansas.
Well, probably not Denver. It's going to be somewhere in Colorado. Anyways,
All right.
everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry that I just worked out my tour live with you. Yeah, we're good. I think that's time.
Great.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was just here to do a quick little joke up top and then do my tour dates.
Great. Mm-hmm.
Vancouver, I want to tell you about. You went to Vancouver with me. I was in Vancouver this last weekend with Tay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The halfway there tour is about to take a hiatus because the Have It All tour. This is one of my favorite questions that people ask me. They're like, Are you got any tours coming up? Any dates coming up? Yeah, man. I'm like a working comedian.
That's my job.
That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? You got any shifts coming up? You got any work days? Yeah, man. I'm not.
But they don't understand
No.
the world.
You know.
Because they also say, like, oh, you probably travel to every show with him, with the kids.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think when
We just have one motorhome.
Yeah.
Every night, we drive through the night.
When you walk up to this is an interesting question. When you walk up to like if there's like a pedestrian in this world, just somebody who's another mom or dad in fourth grade.
Yeah.
And you say my husband's a stand-up comedian. I wonder how many shows they think I do a year.
So this person has a fourth grader.
Well, you know,
Okay.
the point
and
is
we're
it's just
picking
another.
up the kids.
The point is it's just a rando.
Sure. You just said the adult was a fourth grader. That's why. Okay.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
the
So
adult
you're like
is-
picking
yeah.
up kids.
Picking up kids.
Oh, you're a comedian.
Yeah. I wonder how
Oh.
many shows they think I do a year, or what do they think I do?
Nothing. They think you do nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's not true that I do nothing. I work very hard,
Yeah.
but
And then to say what, Zoltan's mom said, it's like you guys just fly.
that's
They pay you to fly.
this is why they pay you. Yeah, that's what she said. They I do think there's real. I think that if you told some standard like pedestrian, I do 50 shows a year, they'd be like, "Wow, that's a lot." And then I'd
Yeah.
be, well, I actually do over 200, and then they just can't really fully compute it. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I was in Vancouver this last weekend with Tay, and because that's when if you guys haven't noticed before, when I'm not touring with Tay, I do my headline dates, and then I'm just kind of squeezing it in
Yep.
between.
Mm-hmm.
And so hers kicked back off this week that I was on, and we were in Vancouver, which is one of my favorite cities. Vancouver might be my very favorite
It's
city.
very nice.
It's
yeah.
very nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a cleaner, safer Seattle.
Yeah.
And it vibes.
It's really pretty.
It's very, very
So
pretty.
much water and green.
Yeah, and Stanley Park is so pretty, and it's just it is. I mean, they've got issues. Every city's got issues, but like Sophie Buttle was opening, and she's from there, but she has a place in L.A. And she was like walking back to her place after the show at the theater or whatever. I was like, I'll walk you back, and she's like, no. And I was like, no, I'll walk you back. She's like, you don't have to do that here. This is the safest city in the world. So you're like, oh,
Really?
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, she was mugged that night, but, sorry, I shouldn't have said.
It was gentle.
It was
a
a gentle mugging. It was, a guy just yelled at her. It wasn't even
Just a lecture.
It was, a guy just politely, politely asked for her purse, and she said no. And then they moved on. It was a gentle, Vancouver has crime. Everywhere has crime.
Right.
But it is a gorgeous city, and those shows were a ton of fun. But I had another overshare because I have a face where people are very comfortable telling me things that you shouldn't tell strangers.
People overshare on you,
Mm-hmm.
and people ask me for like ridiculous things.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, just like hold my kid, take this picture, like
Yeah.
stuff like I don't mind it,
Yeah.
but they emotionally dump on
there's
you.
people-
Nobody does that to me.
People are comfortable
Yeah.
around us. They're very comfortable asking favors from us.
Yeah.
And in this scenario, we had a weird scenario. Our van was in the shop, and so I had a rental car that we ended up just holding on to because I had to go to the airport.
You had to
anyway.
go, yeah.
So a very rare thing happened where I have a rental car in the city, so I drive the rental car to San Diego's rental car center, and now I'm taking it to the airport. So I'm sitting there, I'm in the line, and I'm waiting, and I'm wearing a Flash hat. There's a lightning bolt on it. And a guy comes up and goes, oh, is that a Flash hat? I mean, technically it's not, but I can talk about DC Comics, whatever.
You're like, if you want it to be, yes.
Sure, yeah. Whatever. And maybe this is why people are comfortable talking to us. And he's like, oh, man, what'd you think about that new movie? And I'm like, I want to know what you thought about it so I can match your energy.
So I can make you happy.
So I can make you, or I want this to go the way you want it to go because I'm not invested enough in the stakes of this that I don't need my opinion to matter on The Flash, which I thought it was very fine.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I loved all the Batman stuff. That was cool. And he's like, but the rest of the movie I thought was kind of meh. And I was like, oh, great. We have the same opinion on that. And he's like, what do you think? How do you feel about James Gunn? He's taken over the DC universe. I don't know if you know that, but the guy who does Guardians and Suicide Squad, he's now going to be the mastermind of the larger DC. Wow. He's the new Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige's the guy who does that in Marvel, and he's going to do it in DC.
Okay.
And he was like, great. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I just hope that they bring like some unknowns, like people we don't know who they are, like to play these characters. And then they become those characters. Like we didn't know who Chris Hemsworth was. He then became Thor. And I was like, oh, these are good takes.
Yeah.
I like this. And he goes, and I just like, sometimes they just miss, like Gal Gadot, I thought, played Wonder Woman. It was like, it just missed. It just did not feel like Wonder Woman because, her boobs were too small. And I was
oh my gosh. You mean the woman who was about to be cast for Barbie? Like, she's a flawless human?
Melissa, this is a stranger. All of this transpired in less than 60 seconds. I've said 0 words in this time. And he's like, because like Linda Carter, who was the Wonder Woman.
He did that? He did that.
Linda Carter.
He did that.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman is very busty in the comics. Like that's...
Well, yeah, because guys drew her.
Right. But even compared to comic book characters, Wonder Woman is she's quite busty. And there was just gross dudes who did say that on the internet about Gal Gadot and stuff. But you're like, the point is like, I don't know you, man. How did you get that comfortable with me that fast?
Because you went The Flash to new
James Gunn,
and then boobs.
I think he just saw that I was like nodding along, and he was like, "Let's see if we're gonna be best friends."
Can I get your number?
Because right now we've connected, and now he's like, "Well, now I want to know if you can pay half my rent and move in. I want to know." And he's like, "Are you in a fantasy football league?"
Have you seen Blue Beetle?
Yeah, I thought that the Beatles' wings were too small. I don't know. That's a bad riff. Listen, they're not all gonna be wins. It's hilarious.
It's a minor critique.
There is a type of guy who really, really wants to objectify women, but he is savvy enough now to know that he can't do it with everybody. Like, he knows now you can't do it to women, and he knows now that that a lot of men don't want to do that. And what that guy just was like, well, are you one of them or not? Are you one of the guys who we can talk about how Wonder Woman should have had bigger boobs? And the answer is no guy is that guy in the rental car line.
So he's
on the clock.
Yeah.
This man is getting paid right now. And he's like, nah, should have been C's. Should have been. What the hell's wrong with you, man? I'm just.
Having been on the internet, you do know you could probably lose.
Yeah, he's
job.
like, nah, there should have been D cups, and you're like, I'm just trying to get to the B terminal, man. I'm just trying to get to terminal B. That's what you misunderstood all of this.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We had a little hurricane come through old San Diego and Southern California this week. We got out okay.
Yeah.
We got a little drippage from the ceiling.
In the back room.
Well, if you name a hurricane Hilary, there's going to be some leaks.
Hey.
Sorry. It's a stupid joke that I've said to you 8 times, and you're like, yeah, it's not great.
Well, I did see the picture of the hurricane with Hilary's face.
Right,
In the
right,
center.
yeah.
That was. Yeah.
It
out
was,
there. I mean, our internet is still bad.
and you know what? That's what they should have warned you. They should have
Prepare for bad internet for 2
prepared
days.
for lagging internet. And you're like, I mean, that does sound pretty bad. I can
Yeah.
go without food, but
I was like trying to do all these usernames and passwords for like various things, and I could not get the email back, the confirmation email to get the passwords and the usernames.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It's terrible.
yeah. Well, you did a great
Yeah.
job of prepping the house.
Yeah, I did my best. Like we had food and cat food and what else? I got gas in the cars. Like we were ready for anything.
You were ready for anything.
Yep.
You. It is one interesting thing about.
Chargers and flashlights.
Well, that's one of the things that they really
Yeah.
tell you now in preparing. I didn't know about any of this until you told us, Andy, because I didn't.
Yeah, we were gonna hang
Oh, yeah.
out on Sunday. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Well, we were gonna go see. We were gonna go see about a bunny,
yes.
and
And Claire's been asking.
man, we'll get up there.
Yeah.
Right.
She actually was like, "Is the bunny gonna be okay?"
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yes, you could tell her we did
Well,
put all the bunnies
Bad
in the
news:
garage.
the bunny flew. We have not been able to find the bunny. It flew away
So they went in the garage.
like a tarp that wasn't strapped down.
I made sure we had water.
The foot, though.
Right?
Good luck. You made sure you had water.
Yeah, just all that stuff.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, you are.
I made the teenagers stay home.
I told this to Joel yesterday, and I said, I mean this is a compliment. I go, Mom is, for Mom to do as well academically as she did is a testament to how thorough and diligent your mom is. Because I go, your mom is not that smart. And I don't mean, I understand that as a provocative statement. But what I'm saying is you're smarter than me. You're not an academic.
No.
You're not an intellect. It doesn't come easy for you.
I don't enjoy it.
You got academic scholarships and you graduated in the top 20 of your class. You're the hardest working human that I know. You're so crazy. What I'm saying is you are very smart, but you achieved even higher because you work so hard.
Yeah.
And that's admirable. That's the better person to be, is when you have intelligence and then you work hard.
Well, that's what we always tell the kids. It's like you get what you get, and then you have to work with what you have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've never said that. It's unbelievable.
No, in sports.
It's unbelievable.
That's
You
a
get
great
what you
line.
get, and then you have to work with what you have. That's unbelievable. Mel's carrying this podcast today. Like the wind carried that buddy away.
We lost a bunny.
No. It's but you are in a moment like this, it's so great to have you because you're so thorough. And that I'm like, you don't even have to worry about it. Like if I was in charge of the stuff, I'd be like, it's fine.
Well, I did in the midst of the pouring rain, I was talking to you, and we did put Joel on the roof to like clean out the gutters.
Yeah.
And that was great.
Yeah.
What was the other thing we had to do that was janky? He found maggots on our trash can, and we were killing those.
Yeah.
And then we still have fleas we're dealing with, and the dishwasher broke.
And the dishwasher broke.
So,
which you've been working on repairing, which is incredible because you can read a manual.
I literally didn't. And then I tried to get the guy coming out to patch our roof to look at it, and he was like, no. And I was like, I can't figure it out.
It is one of those, like, I mean,
it's just like, so, like, cleaning dishes is such an important thing in a big house.
I'm impressed that you can read a manual because if you have ADD, when you read a manual, you're like, I guess I'm illiterate.
Well, it doesn't process.
No, it doesn't. It literally doesn't compute as anything. It's like, I can't read. I'm not one of the literate people. Because you just like stare at words that you can't understand. It's almost like chaotic. Like it doesn't read like a sentence. Like it'll have like, I don't know.
Is that how you feel like about like an IKEA manual?
Well, they don't even have words.
Okay.
They have this like
Well,
pictures.
You just kind of wing it.
I can only learn something by doing it. It's literally the only way. And so if I don't know how to do it, I have to do it and have someone kind of coaching me as I do it. That's the only way I can learn things like that, you know, which makes mass education challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, reading is just too slow sometimes.
Let's keep going, man.
When I look at instructions, it's kind of the same thing. I'm like, I'm just going to jump to the end.
Right.
And just kind of like, how did we get here?
Right.
Yeah.
The amount of things that I've learned through like passive YouTube videos about people, like I've learned more about American presidents watching presidential historians break down presidents in movies than I have in my entire education system.
Right.
Because it's just gotten easier to learn things. It's very similar to a museum. When you go to a museum, you're like, oh, well, now I get it. I needed to. It's hard when you're
someone to curate like an experience you could walk through.
Yeah,
and
that's all.
And interact with.
I don't think that's unreasonable to ask.
No, I think that's why museums are important.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
Mm-hmm. That's when we took Gloria to the museum, the Air and Space Museum.
Yeah.
And they have all these like historical flight suits and like what are they called? Oh man, you were not helping me. Remember all the fashion of
the flight attendant?
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
And, over the decades, and she was like, "This is how I learn."
Right.
You know, because we had like Amelia Earhart stuff in there, and she was like, "Oh, like
it clicked for her a little bit more." Yeah, which is helpful. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
You said that, and I agree with this, that the kind of panic of the Hurricane Hilary was very reminiscent of like COVID times. There's a lot of unknown. What are we allowed to do?
I don't know
what's going to be open? What's going to be closed?
Andy, but like we went out because we were just losing it in the house. Like two of the kids and I like went out after the rain stopped, like 4:30 ish. Like the mass rain for us was at 3. And so we cleaned out the gutters, and then we went out and they like scootered in puddles like to the store just to get out. And everything was closed, and it felt like no one was on the streets. It just felt like that kind of like isolation and the pandemic, you know? Like it was crazy.
Well, it's probably a little triggering to you too, because you're just like, oh, all my kids are like my teens are home.
They have to be home. It's raining. School's getting canceled, and suddenly like, you know, things are breaking and emergencies are happening, and then your flight got canceled and then delayed, then canceled, then you booked another one and you're out of the country. It's just like
my stuff was very dramatic. Being in a different country while your kids and wife, there's like a hurricane warning. And listen, like I'm barely out of the country, but out of the country is an inconvenience. There's no doubt about that. There's just extra steps, and it's
the customs and the border.
There's just
it's just more.
So I woke up. I was tracking it. I was supposed to come home first thing. Well, not first thing. I was supposed to. It was interesting. So we had 3 people all coming down to Southern California on our tour. One was going to Palm Springs, one was going to LA, and one was going to San Diego. And so
on Sunday,
Tay pushed her flight up to like 6 a.m. to take the first flight out. There was no option for me to do that. The first flight out was at 9, and I was on like WestJet or whatever it's one of the Canadian ones. And I woke up, or I got a text at 6 a.m. They're like, hey, your flight's canceled. You're like, wow, straight canceled. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
So I assumed that everything into San Diego was canceled, but it wasn't. Just certain airlines were like, we're good. And it was like SkyWest and Southwest. We're like, we will not
fly today.
We're not messing with San Diego today.
Yeah.
And Tay got in no problem. Had a easy drive home. Couldn't believe how easy it was for. Our Palm Springs guy, I think he got home yesterday. Because Palm Springs got it real bad.
Yeah, my buddy had to fly to L.A., rent a car, drive home to Joshua Tree from L.A. instead of, because he would usually fly in the Palm Springs.
Exactly. They were not having it there in Palm Springs. I flew to Phoenix and got close. And that's kind of what it was. I was like, okay, I need to get out of the country. I need to at least be
in the U.S.
Get me southbound, get me U.S. And Phoenix is a 5-hour drive, which I did not want to make, because part of the to do that drive, you have to go through where a lot of the area was getting worse. So I was like,
how you go to Phoenix, I was like, wait, now you have to fly through? Like,
yeah.
I was like, now you have to fly directly through the hurricane or drive through it to get back.
It was a bumpy ride, and but I didn't want to drive it because that actually kind of made me, because that's a terrible drive. Phoenix to San Diego was an awful drive. And anyway, so I get there. And I get like a flight like 4 or 5 hours later, which is fine because the Phoenix airport is very walkable. Got a lot of steps in, and they have a Cartel coffee, which is it might be the single best coffee shop in an airport in America.
Wow.
Cartel, I mean,
I haven't had Cartel.
It's very well. There's an 8th.
We always drive to Phoenix.
There's an 8th and Roast in Nashville.
Yeah. What about the Fiore? Cafe Fiore?
Oh, Fiore's in Seattle. That's very good too. And there's a very good one in SFO that's like a tropical themed one, which is very good too. But I don't remember the name of it. And I don't fly to SF that often. So, but Cartel it's nice.
Our friend said that
overnight oats. It's very good.
The Palm Springs airport's really fun. Have you?
I haven't done it.
I haven't either.
I haven't done it. I can imagine it. It's probably great.
My joke was like, oh, I bet it's real mid-century.
Yeah. That's probably like Long Beach Airport, which has still like you walk in, it still feels like 1955.
Yeah. If you could do a weekend in like a Santa Barbara or a Palm Springs, what would you take?
Oh, Palm Springs all the way.
Okay.
And I've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
And I've been to both multiple times, but I love Palm Springs.
Yeah, people like the
that
Palm
whole
Springs.
area.
Kenzer's like the Palm Springs, right? People like it.
Yeah, we almost did it.
Yeah,
but
give
then
me that
didn't.
dry heat.
Yeah.
I don't love the Central Coast like that much. Too cold.
Too cold.
Water's too cold. Air's too cold. It's beautiful, but I'm like, no.
Foggy. Yeah.
Hot. Pool. Drinks.
There you go. Dehydrated.
Hot.
Just a lizard, baby.
Lizard, yeah. That was we almost went in August, you and I, and that's what we wanted to do, but then work came in and
it worked out great. It worked out great.
I'm going to New York in 2 weeks.
That's what it is, exactly. But anyways, back to the I got in, and then it ended up being, I actually only ended up getting home like 5 hours later than I originally was going to get home. So all things considered, wasn't too bad. We do have
the rain did pick back up, but yeah.
No, I had a terrible cab ride home.
I was gonna come.
I know.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just want to get home, and you hadn't left yet, which is fine. You had parent stuff going on, and I was like, I'm just gonna get in this cab. So I like a cab home from the airport because it's just sitting there, and you're like, okay, let's get in, no lift, no nothing,
quick. Yeah.
But he had so clearly never driven in heavy rains before. He's like, these roads are wide open, and I was like, oh, you don't know about hydroplaning, do you? Like it is. Like we hit the hydroplane and they slammed on the brakes.
Oh,
I'm like, everything wrong right now.
No.
First, slow down. You cannot just let. Anyways, we got home. We're safe. We do have a little damage here and there on various little things, but that happened and wasn't nearly as bad. What I was gonna say is you also had like we have a child with anxiety.
Yeah.
And I have noticed, and this is like a bigger conversation. One of the hard parts about raising a kid with anxiety is they're right.
Yeah, some of their fear is definitely real.
Yes.
True.
No, when your child tells you, like, I'm anxious about the world, I'm like, me too. You're right. I can't just tell you everything's okay.
Everything's going to be fine.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I can't look you in the eye and you're like, oh, I'm scared of aliens. Me too. Me too. Sometimes I'm really worried that something bad will happen. Yeah. Yes. Preach, sister. Come on.
Yeah, she's really worried about the storm.
I was too. You're doing a disservice to your child to be like, everything is going to be okay. Especially if you have an anxious child who lived through COVID. They're like, you don't know that. No, don't worry. Nothing bad will happen. Really? Yeah. You think so? You think they won't shut down schools for a couple years?
Some of this anxiety is warranted. Yeah.
Don't worry. There'll never be a global pandemic and aliens. Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Just go to sleep and let the hurricane go by.
Hurricane, hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Across Central America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the anxious child is correct. And that's like a very like delicate thing for you as a parent to be like, I want to make you feel better, but I also want to be honest with you. And I also want to bond with you. So when you're like, no, sometimes I'm, really worried about A, B, and C, whatever it may be. Or when there's something, or sometimes it's even more.
Just like trauma bond?
Or even, yeah. Yeah, we get to modern parenting. We all trauma bonded with our own children.
And now we're all codependent.
Yeah. I'm really worried about the state of the world. Me and you both, Greta. Yeah, it's brutal out here. I don't know. I don't have any. There are times too where it is like. There are certain worries, like our child was like, I feel like I'm choking. You're like, you're not. You're okay. I can do that. But then...
It was a really special weekend.
Yeah. But then there's other ones where she's like, sometimes I just worry that I'm going to get bullied at school. You're like, yeah, no, you are. I am. I was. You're gonna. I don't...
There's always something.
Yeah.
It's always something to make fun of everyone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say that is the single hardest part about having a child with anxiety is knowing that they're correct. You are correct to be anxious. You are correct to worry. Honestly, it's borderline negligent if you're not. You know who the biggest psychopath on the the biggest psychopath in the world right now is the guy cruising around with one of those life is good hats. No, it's not.
Wake up.
And why was it that the same people, certain Californians, couldn't take a disaster seriously?
Yeah.
Just like the pandemic.
Oh, man. It was. Well, and that was...
Yeah. They're like, it's just some water.
Yeah.
Look, it's fine. Everyone in Palm Springs.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who are still be like, this was a huge reaction. And you're like, no, people in Palm Springs...
They're like, the media just... took this one and ran.
Yeah.
Weather's conspiracy now.
Yeah. You're like, no. I mean, it's pretty bad. No, I saw people in my comment section because I did that In-N-Out video.
That was so funny.
That line of In-N-Out was so long.
That was on your cab ride home.
That was on my cab ride home.
Yeah.
And it is
Sunday night.
And it is a little bit before, like, one of the great lines from Succession where he says to his kids, I love you all, but you're not serious people. And that's Californians. We're not serious people.
We're not. No.
We are not even in the least. Like,
we're just, yeah.
Yeah, we're
just
just
goofy.
No, we're just like, man, this hurricane is really just messing with the vibes. Yeah. Bruh.
So much rain.
Bruh.
This is like crazy.
What did I say that to you the other day? That was my person to San Diego. You're like, dude, this traffic's just bad vibes.
Yeah.
But they're not even mad about it. They're just mad that the vibe's off. They're not angry. There's no anger there. They're just mad that the vibe's off,
Yeah.
It's like, but anyways, like, there are, that was a lot of the take. People were like, if it's not bad near me, then truly, and that was little COVID-y too.
That's what I mean. If it doesn't affect you, it can't be that bad.
It can't be that bad, yeah.
Everyone was gaslighting each other about how bad the hurricane wasn't.
I was like, I was genuinely shocked by it. I was like, whoa, it's a mirror reflection of the pandemic.
Yeah, that's true.
If
it doesn't affect me, well, clearly it's not a big deal.
Totally. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, wow, way to crank up the toxic positivity.
No, I saw, like, did you not see... Toxic positivity is very funny. Did you not see the Dodger Stadium picture?
That's what I mean. Right?
You're like,
they're like fake news. Yeah.
Yep. Got 1% of fallen Irvine looking out the window like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Dodger Stadium underwater.
No, it's not bad near you. Man. It was we got out okay. And really San Diego did, but lucky us, I guess. The vibe in Palm Springs is just off. That sucks for them, It just sucks for them.
Well, God brought the hurricane to Palm Springs for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. All right. I mean, I know you homeschool, but I didn't know you were that vain of homeschool. Anyways, I wanted to talk about Kevin Sorbo, actually. So that was a good transition.
Andy's choking.
Yeah. Did you see Kevin Sorbo going on a rant about how once Hollywood found out he's a Christian, he couldn't get an acting job anymore? The Christians need to feel persecuted. Not all Christians. There is a certain brand of Christian that just like, and we were kind of raised in it. Like, dude, the world's just going to eat you alive.
It's you against the world.
Yeah. Hate you.
Yeah.
If you walk onto a
college
campus,
philosophy class,
they're going to burn you at the stake. Are you ready for that college philosophy professor? Are you ready for a science teacher that doesn't believe in God? You're like, freaking relax. He's just trying to teach me chemistry. He doesn't care. But I think it's very funny because this is my stance on this, and nobody asked for it, but I'm going to give it anyways. Hollywood doesn't care what you believe. Hollywood cares if they can make money off you. Mm-hmm. Hollywood is actually more corrupt than that. It would be corrupt to, I would actually say Hollywood is even more heartless than that. Hollywood does
don't
not
give them that much.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't give them that low level of heartlessness. We're like, oh, you're a Christian, you can't get a job here. They don't give two craps about what you believe. Mm-hmm. All they care about is, can you make them money?
Yes.
Hollywood looked at Kevin Sorbo and said, you can't make us money anymore, Hercules. You had this TV show. You are not a movie star. We can't make a dime off of you, so you're out. That's it. So they don't care what you believe, what you do, what you don't do. Are they like, they're so corrupt? Yes. But their main prejudice is, can we make money off of you? Because you know who's getting plenty of jobs these days? Outspoken Christian Chris Pratt. Who had 2 #1 movies this year, who was the #1 movie in Mario, and then his next movie released, and Guardians, and then he was #1 and #2. And he's a more outspoken Christian than Kevin Sorbo or whatever his name is. The point is, they don't care. They don't care what you believe. And this is someone who's in this world. I'm here to tell you, I get asked this all the time. I got asked that in an interview this week. What's it like being a Christian and a non? They don't care, man. They don't care. You know what the comedy club cares about? Can you sell tickets? Yeah. That is it. They don't care if you're a Christian or you have a puppet. They don't care if you play
a guitar or
There's the ventriloquist out there being like, you know, they hate the ventriloquist now.
Yeah, exactly.
Get more jobs.
They just don't care. And you know where that ventriloquist learned all his skills? VBS. They don't care. I'm just saying, if you have any interest in being in this world, I'm here to tell you that being a Christian is not a disadvantage. This is how they feel about it. They are apathetic. They don't care. And among your peers, they really don't care. They just don't. All they care is if you work hard and you're kind and you're funny. At any given time, I'm at least 1 to 2 of those things. That's all they care about, man. You're like, dude, Denzel's a Christian. Like, he's getting plenty of work. Yeah. Plenty of work. Because he's a movie star. He's a freaking movie star. And he wasn't even big enough to be Hercules.
Yeah, he did a poor job of that anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't a great show. Because then Xena came out and you're like, Xena rules. Xena's awesome. I know you weren't allowed to watch any of those shows because you didn't know he was a Christian at the time. So that was non-Christian entertainment. Anyways, we have a couple things on the way out of here. There's a couple dumb rants that you're gonna take the Barbie rant out. Sorry, podcast listeners. Dustin went on a Barbie rant earlier that you don't get to hear because he crossed a few lines. But Sorbo gets to stay in. Okay. Mel, tell me about your leather class. Here's the thing about being an adult. Sometimes you're just trying to find things to do. And your friend's brother.
Yep. We got a new local business in La Mesa. It's called the Jackalope.
Yeah.
And they make a lot of fine leather craft items. I went to a new class.
Yeah.
it took me 2 hours to make this.
And Mel was not happy that it took her so long to stitch. Because...
I was the slowest saddle stitcher around.
Yeah.
And I
I
like crochet. No, I don't crochet. I embroider and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It took me forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned all about leather, and we fixed the edges, and we embossed. I put this little N on it, and it's gonna.
What's the N for?
The patina is going to change. Or maybe that's what the process is called. I don't know. This leather is going to change over time.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
That is
and
pretty
it's
cool.
Homemade. So the Jackalope has tons of fine leather goods, really good for gifts and stuff. And then they also are just starting these leather classes, which is kind of the wine and paint idea. You get your friends or your coworkers
but you get a little
together.
something out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really fun. It was fun. My hands hurt afterwards, but it was fun.
Being an adult is so boring.
I'm gonna pay to go make a wallet.
I know, and it's fun.
And I had a blast.
It's a blast, yeah.
So there you go.
Being an adult, man. Anyways.
We have to, we gotta look for fun where we can.
We gotta land this plane here, guys. We got a couple of emails to get to.
Okay.
Guys, shoot us emails at dontmakemecomebackthere@gmail.com. We love hearing from you backseaters.
That's right.
We really do.
We want to hear all from you.
This one is from this one's from Betsy.
Okay.
Hi, Dustin and Melissa.
Hi, Betsy.
My husband and I are on a European summer vacation with our teen and tween.
Oh.
And like any good Americans, we enjoy spotting other Americans and judging them. A recent phenomenon we've noticed is middle-aged dads with gauged ears. Here we go. Yeah, I can't wait for it. Andy has gauged ears.
Here we go.
Okay.
You remember that trend from circa 2003, right? This is turning into an unintentional roast of Andy.
Oh, my.
Here we go.
We need to talk about this. Why have people not let go of this fad? You proved your point, so let your ears relax and live out the remaining shreds of, what's that word? Collagen?
Collagen, yeah.
Why are dads doing this? As people from Seattle, I feel you should explain this. Please shed some light. Happy summer, guys. Thanks for making me laugh on my husband. I also question whether our family will ever recover from this vacation. Cheers, Betsy.
So that was your European takeaway was the American dads.
That's what's fun about vacations.
Yeah.
You really never know what you're going to take away.
Mm-hmm.
I'll speak to this, then I want you to speak to this. I'm a non-piercing tattoo guy. I take the Bible very literally.
But what if you need a job, Dustin?
I should have gotten those tattoos because I ended up one of the jobs where you could have them, So I don't, to me, it's in the similar vein of any piercing or any
hair
tattoo you want. You get it because you like the way it looks on you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, to address why can't we not keep having them, because the other option is to have cat buttholes in your ears if you don't have something in there for the rest of your life.
Right.
So you kind of, you can't, they don't.
You've committed.
They, depending how you did them, they don't exactly just shrink back.
Right.
If they're big, there's holes.
Right.
So you might as well do that.
Yeah.
But the trend didn't
it's like
start.
It's like having a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a commitment, everyone. A lifetime commitment.
This is going to affect your body forever. There's no going back on this unless you're rich.
Right.
And you
I can get them sewn back.
And you can have this reconstructed.
Yeah.
Yeah, reconstructed.
Are there plastic
surgery.
surgeons that do that? That
No,
do
I'm sure.
reconstruction?
100%.
Yeah.
Totally, I'm sure you can.
You know how they have like the mommy makeover?
Yep.
Plastic surgery. They're like, you can tighten that up. You can make this disappear.
Mm-hmm.
You can, whatever you need to do. And they got the punk rock dad makeover.
Yep. That's it.
We cover up a couple bad tattoos. We cover up the anarchy tattoo you got on your forearm.
Oh, I guess I didn't need this swastika. When I was a junior
You got rid of the black flag logo on your pec, and it tightened up your ear.
Mommy makeover and punk rock
package. You're like, I guess
that's great.
I guess I'm raging a little less against the machine these days.
The funny thing is, for me, I'm actually pushing hard the other direction because of actually taking on more native primal thought about the northern Philippines.
Oh.
So there's actually more Southeast Asian tattoos, all of that. That's more
Yeah.
primitive, like kind of acknowledgement identity stuff that's been really interesting. So the
fair.
trend didn't exactly start in 2003.
Suck on that,
Suck
Betsy.
it, Betsy.
So keep sending your emails in.
Whew. Okay.
Whew.
Okay. Hey, great episode. This next email is from Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, great episode. Andy has been a great addition. As you were
Yes.
talking about camp for the need for comedy in such serious environment, you all hit the nail on the head. For many years now, I've been working in hospice care as a chaplain and now resource specialist. And I learned the best thing I can bring to the team is humor. They need that outlet because when they leave the office, it's all serious and difficult interactions from there. Laughter helps release the seriousness they keep inside all day long. Thanks to the three of you for bringing the funny to our lives weekly. It's nice.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's it's nice to know that in some way we're helping. And this one right here is last email, and this is from Abby.
Hey, Abby.
Abby says, I just want Mel to know that ever since she talked about that meme that said, just shut up and eat your pizza and watch your movie, long ago, I think about this often with my 2-year-old. Thanks for laughs. Not a real meme, everybody. Melissa just envisioned a meme, and I'm pretty sure it's the Cameron Diaz yelling meme, right, with the pointing finger. And she's like all worked up.
I blended them.
Yeah. Just shut up and eat your pizza and watch your movie.
Yeah.
Or is that how it goes? No, eat your pizza
and watch your movie.
Eat your pizza and watch your movie. There you go. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
My parenting philosophy.
Eat your pizza and watch your movie. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, thanks everybody for listening to that episode. We want to give a special shout out to our As Essential as Oils patrons. That's our $25 a month and up supporters. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for supporting this little podcast. First, Avril Griffiths,
Adam Bush.
Alyssa Nelson,
Bonnie Galindo.
Carrie T,
Caroline Crimmins.
Code to Grow,
Courtney Eibling.
Demarius Diaz-Stevens,
Dan and Chelsea Morell.
Daniel Owens,
Dave and Melissa Cox.
Dave Hoagland,
Isaac Teron.
Jason White,
Jennifer Ashley Downs.
Jessica Hanrahan,
Joshua and Nikki Platt.
Jordan Lara,
Jordan Cowan.
Juliana Smith,
Lori Amos.
Matt and Sam Slosdom,
Nathan and Jennifer Merritt.
Nicole Carraz,
Rachel Wilson.
Rachel Kennedy,
Robert and Nellie Capen.
Stephen Menya.
And Tiffany Payne.
Thanks so much for supporting the pod, everybody. We love you and appreciate you so much. Bye.
Bye.